All right. Good morning, everyone. I am Elon Wurtzel, Chair of SpringFest, and we are here today for a workshop, how to be an exhibitor, the do's and don'ts. And we have today three presenters, Scott Silverglide of Fully Promoted, Diane Dobler of Me3 Creative, and Ned Marzigliano with State Farm Insurance. And we're going to have a discussion today about how to really be successful at as an exhibitor at SpringFest. So Diane, why don't you kick it off? And if anyone wants to share their screen, it's set up for that. So floor is yours, Diane.
Good morning. I am going to share my screen. Thank you, Alon. Just want to make sure that worked. Look at that logo. Sorry. I have to take credit. So I'm just going to briefly run through. I'm not 100% sure who here is kind of a new exhibitor or if you've been doing this a long time. So some of this might seem like common sense and you guys have been doing this already, but it's just kind of some helpful hints to, again, have the best event that you possibly can have. First and foremost, what is your goal for coming to SpringFest? There are a few here, and I think the other presenters will probably hit on some additional ones. But you have to know what you want out of this event. Obviously, you're selling products. Get really specific. How much products do you want to sell? Are you looking to get new clients? Are you here just to collect email addresses? Have a specific goal for this event so that you can obviously plan accordingly. So before the event, you do want to plan in advance. You want to plan for a lot of things. You want to plan for weather. It might rain. It might be a beautiful sunny day and it might be windy. How are you going to handle your merchandise on the table? You got to think about all this stuff in advance. You do not want to be one of those people at the event that's grabbing rocks off of the side of the road to put on their merchandise to keep it from flying away. You want to really think about this stuff in advance. I'm sure the chamber has restrictions for tents and the weights that have to be on the tents to actually hold them down, because wind is your worst. Aside from rain, wind is probably your worst enemy at an event like this. You want to be really active on social media before the event. Let all your clients know that you're going to be there. Let your friends know that you're going to be there. Perhaps offer a prize or a discount to the first 10 people that show up at your booth and mention your ad. You really want to entice people to come for this event and see you. Then obviously tips for the event. A couple of ideas here that we will speak about. Provide a giveaway. I think Scott's going to really talk in depth a little bit more about that. Offer a gift certificate or discounts, whether it's at the event or afterwards. Have one of the last items here is have a handout. You want something more than a business card for people to walk away with. You want them to have a flyer, a little postcard, something. And even on that item, do you offer a discount, or a gift certificate for a consultation? You want something. Do you want to have a raffle or a quiz? You want things to be happening in your tent or in your area so that people come in and talk to you about your services or about your products. Have a demonstration there. I'm making this stuff up. If you're a jewelry maker, every hour on the hour, we're going to teach you how to make a different, type of earring. Again, making it up. But you want to have people come and hang out at your event, your tent. You want it to be the place to be. Have a short video just going on a loop on a laptop that might talk about your products, might show a demonstration, might show something to get people to stay and look. And again, I did, speak about having an additional handout. Tips for your booth. This seems self-explanatory to arrange your tables properly. We have all been at these events where you will see people sitting behind two tables that are stockpiled full of stuff, and they're just sitting behind in their chairs on their cell phones. Are you going to want to walk over and interact with these people or buy their merchandise or talk to them about their services? Probably not. You really want to think about your tables. You really want to think about the flow. You really want to invite people in. I can't stress that enough. You want to show off your merchandise, show off your work, show off your products, show it off creatively, but also keep it consistent. You don't need to go out and buy fancy things. I'm sure you have containers around your house that would be creative ways to display your merchandise. If not, go to Michael's, buy some containers. I will suggest keep it consistent. If you're going to do all wood, keep it all wood. If you're going to do all metal, keep it all metal. You don't want like too much of a hodgepodge of stuff. You want to keep it nice and consistent, and don't over clutter. I mean, that is also something. You want the work to stand out, or the merchandise or the products to stand out. Make it inviting. I mean, I've used this as an example quite a few times. A friend of mine who is a seamstress, she designs custom apparel, and she literally just set her booth up like it was her living room. She brought rugs in, she brought furniture in, she brought mannequins in. People were just gravitating toward this booth to just sit there and talk to her about her stuff. Make it inviting. Have a beautiful seating area. Don't just have cold metal chairs that you want people to come in and sit at. Make it as inviting as possible. Be creative. You don't have to spend a fortune on custom items if you don't have the budget for that. Make it yourself. Make it, creative. Make it on point with your own brand. Again, if you have a brand and you really want to push it, have a nice, consistent branded message, and you can actually create these materials. And again, I'm sure Scott will get into that, so that you have this beautiful, consistent branded message throughout all of your materials. Last but not least, most importantly, during this event, have fun. This is a community event. This is people coming together. Have a ball, have fun. Keep that as your main theme throughout all of this. So those are my helpful hints for the day. So there you go.
Thank you, Diane. Anyone have questions for Diane? Any thoughts, ideas? Okay. Just so I failed to mention, Diane is a graphic designer, and she's done all the design work for the SpringFest, including our logo, which is on my screen. Very creative. So if you need to, upgrade your design work, graphic work, Diane is a great resource for that. And it would tie in with, making your booth, exciting to come to. So let's give Scott the floor. Scott is a promotional professional, fully promoted, and you'll see some of his work at SpringFest, including all of the above the road signage in the community, which will probably go up around end of April. So Scott, you got the floor, and you can share as well.
Thank you very much. I'm going to share my screen, and I apologize. One of my slides didn't save right. So I apologize in advance for that. So let's just talk about this SpringFest and how we can have a successful day. A lot of this will repeat what Diane just said, but that's your goal for having a booth there, is to have a successful day. So what are your goals? It's name and brand recognition, building an email contact list, selling products during the SpringFest, selling services during the SpringFest, and getting appointments. So like Diane said, you want to engage the people that come there so that you can reach your goals. Your booth, you want to make your booth inviting, you want to make it eye-catching, you want to make it fun, you want to make it work for you, and remember the child and everyone there. If you have nothing to show and nothing exciting, no one's going to want to stop by and talk to you. So try and make it something that people are going to want to engage with you. Do not put your table in front of the booth and make a barrier between you and your potential customer or whatever service that you're going to have. Put your table in the back and put your items in the back, so you have an inviting area for people to come and interact with you. Everyone should have something overhead. You can go to one of the big box stores and get like one of those typical covers that they use for soccer games and outdoor sports. Or you can have a booth made to you. Anything as simple as just a canopy and a couple of flags, or anything as intricate as some of the things that you see here. The other things that you could, and with this, you need a design, and that's where you're going to need someone like Diane to work with, so you can advertise with your booth the things that you do. So people will always know the services or the products that you provide. Then you can also add additional items to your booth, like flags and little stands, or one of those dancing men These are all things that aren't very expensive that, again, will bring people and engage your potential customers and advertise the services and the products that you do sell. Keep your guests entertained. I'm a big advocate of giveaways and a big advocate of a raffle prize. So whether it's a TV or something or one of your services, have your people engaged and want to go and talk to you about your services by giving something away. There are lots of different things you can do to give away stuff. You can do the cornhole, you can do the spin, you could have jump rope contests, you could have sand art for the kids there. There are lots of things that you can do to keep them engaged while they're in your space. Giveaways, this is the one that didn't save. So make your giveaway appropriate to your business. If you're, there are all different types of pens that people love to give away pens, but there are pens that are more apropos to your business than just a regular pen. So if you're a contractor, they have contractor pens. If you're a real estate person, have it a fun pen that someone's going to actually want to use. I love giving away lens wipes. There are lens wipes that we can make in custom sizes. Give away ponchos. It's a great thing that people leave in their car, these disposable ponchos that has a little card in it that reminds the people who gave it to you, and they'll thank you when they get caught in the rain. And social media is free advertising. One of the things I advocate very highly is that when you're giving away something, whether it's a raffle ticket or it's a giveaway, have them take a picture and post it on their Facebook or Instagram page. So you get free advertising for everyone that they touch. This is something that is so important that gets your name out there. Get their email address with everything that you're giving away. Just don't hand out stuff for the hell of it. Hand out stuff, do a raffle, do something that's going to bring business back to you. Just don't give away the store just because you're there. You're there for a purpose, to spread the word about your business and your service. Okay, and I'm offering free advice to anyone. If anyone wants to talk about different ways that they can make their booth a little bit better, as far as what's appropriate for your business, feel free to give me a call in the chamber listing. Welcome to visit you and talk about how we can have a successful day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Scott. Let's have a show of hands. Has anyone here been an exhibitor before at an event? Okay. How many?
I don't know how to raise the hand. Like, yes.
How
I'm so
many?
bad with technology.
Is there anyone here that will be selling products at SpringFest versus a service that you might want to offer? Okay, so most of us are service providers. Joanne maybe might be giving away or selling chocolate. You're muted, Joanne. You're muted, Joanne.
Sorry, hi. I have to give it more thought because I can't bring the store, and I also want to keep it simple because I have to see how the weather is, because chocolate, that's a long day.
Right.
And so if it's warm, it's not really appropriate. So I have to give it thought. I want to have some products, but I'm not going to go crazy with products. So I'm definitely going to be pushing services for my parties and such.
Scott, one thing I would recommend everyone avoid: don't have a kissing booth in the middle of a pandemic. Not a good idea. Okay. Go ahead, Barbara.
So I know Scott mentioned those flags for like outside your booth. I remember one of the festivals where it was an issue that people had too much stuff, like either in front of it, whatever, became like almost like dangerous for people to trip over. So I don't know if there's going to be any kind of rule, either through the promoter or through the JCC, about having anything, sort of other than just your 10 by 10 space.
Well, everyone's going to have a 10 by 10 space. If you are a platinum sponsor, you'll have a double space. Everyone should have a tent. It's for weather, sun, and it gives you a defined space. Everyone must have weights on their on the poles, supporting the tent. And I would recommend, with any tables that you have coverings over it. It gives a sharper, cleaner look. And again, you can't go beyond your booth space. So if you're gonna have like a flag or something like that, or you should keep it within the confines of your booth space. All right. Any other thoughts about what Scott talked about? All right. Let's introduce Ned. Ned.
Elon,
Yeah,
Elon, is
ahead.
there a minimum amount of weight that needs to be on each pole?
Enough to keep it from flying in the wind.
Okay,
I think they usually recommend about 10 pounds per side, but if you buy, some people use sandbags, and if you buy like a 50-pound thing of sand and you just split it up into some
Yeah.
canvas bags, you can
Uh-huh.
get those things off of Amazon.
Right. A
Yeah,
lot
they
of
also
the
sell water weights as well,
right.
which are easy.
There will be no water at the available at the event. So if you're gonna use water weights, bring them with you filled with water. Sand is a good option. Barbell weights are good options. If you have, is anyone here purchasing or using a tent for the first time? Okay. Big time recommendation. Don't wait to the event to open it up and set it up. Do it at home so that you can work out the kinks. It is easy to do. And there will be people to help everyone set up your tents, especially opening them up. But don't wait until the event,
Oh, we are bringing our own tents?
I'm sorry?
We are bringing our own tents?
Yes, if you should bring your own tent.
Okay.
Okay, you should have a tent. Some people have asked about that. Even if and it will be a beautiful sunny day. I'm guaranteeing that, like Joe Namath. But the sun can be punishing even at 60-degree weather. So, and also defines your area, your space. And, like Diane and Scott have said, it makes it more inviting for you. All right. So I want to introduce Ned. Ned is a, as you know, insurance agent, and he doesn't sell, tchotchkes or goods. He sells a service, and he's had very, very successful experiences as an exhibitor. So I'd like Ned to, chat a little bit about his experience and ask questions. Let's see if we can get some ideas going. Go ahead, Ned. You got the
Yeah,
floor.
absolutely. So I do have some talking points. I'll go through some bullets, and I'm going to try to share my screen because I found some photos of some successful events and some not so successful events. But definitely Q&A. Ask me any questions because I'm doing the festival through the chamber for about, I guess, 6 years, 2015, 2016. And I've definitely had some better experiences than others. And with those learnings, hopefully you guys will avoid some of the pitfalls that I've had over the years. Diane and Scott, you guys hit pretty much all the do's and don'ts, but I'm going to reinforce a few of them. Let's see, let me know when you guys can see my screen here.
Yep.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures first, and then I'll go through my bullet points. I got too many things open. All right, so the first thing is, think about your setup, as everyone said. I wanted to show you this picture here. This is a very simplified setup that I had done at one of our barbecues. If you notice, I don't have a tent here because it wasn't that type of event, but I kept very minimalist stuff on the table. I did not overpack it with brochures. I sell a service, right? So I don't have really cool, fancy, shiny things to put on the table. And what happens is a lot of service people tend to think that they need to sell the product at these events. So there's 25 brochures, there's 15, stacks of paper, and no one wants to walk away from your booth with paper in their hand. So the first thing is, don't even bring it. I'll be honest, it never does anything for you except for you hand it to someone and then they throw it out or it ends up blown around in the wind. So I brought some bags to give away, drawstring bags. I had one piece of paper on the desk, and that was to fill in if you're interested in getting a quote or whatever I did for that day. And then I had pens. Pens are always good to give out, but honestly, no one looks at them as a giveaway these days. Have them, give them out, but that's not a value add. That's a kind of a bare minimum. One of the main reasons why I have so many pens is because I don't want someone to steal my only pen and I can't fill out the sheet. So keep it simple. Think about what you have on your desk or on your table, and definitely set it up ahead of time. And then you see that I have the one little sign there. The don't is, you can't really see it, but that sign has way too much wording on it. No one's going to come over, stand next to you, be quiet for 20 seconds and read your sign. It's never going to happen. They're going to glance at your table from 20 feet away. They're going to make a decision, and then they're going to go from there. So these are some signs I've done over the years, different events, different types of events where some are outdoors, some are indoors. But having a picture on your sign is always good because it sometimes will tell them everything they need to know. So free movie tickets and then 2 tickets here. These are some giveaways I've done in the past. I actually have some left over, so I'll probably even bring them to this festival. A flashlight, a tote bag. Again, you want to give out something of value. Think of, if you went to the event, would you want it? That means it might have to be a couple dollars per item, in terms of cost. Have the pens, have the brochures if you want, but if you're, giving away a 10-cent piece of candy, that's going to be a struggle for you to draw in and attract people. And some people just do one $200 gift card or $50 gift card, whatever it is, whatever your budget is, but have something that people look at and go, hey, I want that. How do I get that? If they're asking, how do I get that before they talk to you, you've drawn them in, right? So these are just some of these things, some signs that I've had. These are on 8.5 by 11s, but the signs that I have at something like the festival, I usually try to have a professional printer print it in something like 2 by 3 foot signage. So I definitely recommend planning ahead in terms of that. Don't print it out on your printer the day before and be holding a piece of paper and it's blowing around in the wind and no one can read it. And then it gets a little wet because it sprinkles for 2 seconds and then it's just garbage. That's your entire brand. That's your entire perception. So this picture I took out because it's my wife and one of my former employees have enough staffing. I see all the time where there's one person at a booth and they're talking to someone and then other people come up to the booth and then they walk away because they don't feel like waiting. So for me, it's always myself and 2 other people. That's just what I need to have at the booth to either run the giveaway, run the event, have people come up and not feel like they have to wait for us to talk to them. And you can see where we're standing in front of the table and the table's pushed all the way back in this picture. So I want them to see us and talk to us first. And in the other picture here, just myself and one employee. So do's and don'ts. This is one of my first years. Way too much stuff on the table. It looks nice, but we're behind the table and people will just literally come over. And if they do come over, they just grab one of each thing and they walk away. And then you're almost like trying to rope them in and keep them there. So these are things that you want to think about. If you have it on the table, people are going to think that they could just grab it. Right. So keep that in mind. If you have really expensive giveaways and you're like, this is for the person who fills out this entire 2-page form and application and this and that, don't have it out where they can grab it because you will be taking it away from them, or you're going to be out of them in no time flat because people are going to take them. So again, some learnings here, and then this here is just a picture of Barbara and I in one of the one of the years. You'll notice that in all of these, should be in all these, see what I'm wearing, right? See what my team is wearing. There's no question what company I work for and what company I own. That's important. What is your people, yourself, who's going to be wearing what? So make sure that you're walking around as part of your own billboard. So everyone, sometimes they get the whole setup and everything, and then they forget to wear a shirt that has their company name on it. Be comfortable, but think ahead, brand yourself. I don't even care that we're all wearing different types of shirts and stuff, because it's almost like everyone comes into the area, they're seeing like just so many people wearing State Farm, that they just like, I take over the corner basically, and they're constantly just seeing the name everywhere. And then the giveaways I have also are usually red and branded State Farm on it. So there was one year I gave away, and I might be doing this again this year, so no one steal my idea, but drawstring backpacks. I had the entire festival wearing drawstring backpacks that were these bright red with State Farm on the back, and it was like I had an army out there of 80, 90 people. So I'll be returning to my roots on that one. So let me stop sharing for a second so I don't accidentally bring up client information. So all right, so quick hits. I probably already hit some of this stuff, and I know that my peers have also done the same. But Elon said it: set up your tent ahead of time. don't wing it. If you're, every year there's like 5, 6 people there. I've never set the tent up. The person that normally sets it up isn't here. Set it up ahead of time, put it up. You're going to be like, oh, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. You can't stake a tent into the ground. So don't bring the stakes because you can't put it through cement on the parking lot. You need the weights. People show up with dumbbells and then they go, great, how do I secure the dumbbell to the tent leg? Okay, bring rope, bring bungee cords. If you set it up ahead of time and it's not your first time setting it up the day of, you're going to already have all this stuff marked out. Don't bring too many items. Don't bring too few. If people see a bare table because you think you're just going to smooze them and talk to them, they're not going to want to come over and talk to you, especially if you're a service provider. They don't care about insurance the day of. They care about fun, family, entertainment, and that's important. How your tent will flow. Obviously, you only have a 10 by 10 spot. You don't want to overpack it. You want people to be able to come in and then go out. So you don't want to block yourself with a barricade of tables. Consider a smaller table. I have a 6-foot table because I do have stuff that I want to spread out on it. But if you have a small table or maybe just like a bar top table and that's all you need, consider that. You want people to be able to walk into your space and then not feel like they're trapped or not feel like your space is your space and they have to stay on the other side of the wall that you've created. That's very important. So if you set it up ahead of time, that will help. Spend money to make money. I think Scott said it. You got to get a booth, get stuff, bring things with you. It's not an expense. If you spend hundreds of dollars on items and you don't give them out, you'll still have them, right? You'll give them out eventually. They don't go bad. But if you need more things there and you run out and you're halfway through the day, well, didn't you spend money to be there? Now you just wasted half the event because you don't have enough stuff. So I usually bring 400, 500, 600 giveaways. That doesn't count 500 pens and then 100. I'm bringing hundreds of bags, hundreds of koozies, hundreds. In the past, I've had hundreds of flashlights. So bring that stuff, be prepared to give it all out. And then I have a talking point somewhere later on here, but I have a goal of what does success look like? So you're not giving out $800 worth of stuff. And then all of a sudden you're like, I got 3 emails. Well, would you have paid $800 for 3 emails? Have that ahead of time, know what you're giving it out for. So I think this came up, Joanne, you might've mentioned it. If you have something to sell, that's always better, right? Because people want to walk away and feel like they bought stuff, but having a free item versus a coupon or a voucher. So if it's a free item and you're giving it out, or like a free, for like chocolate, if you're giving out like a free tasting, or if you give out something that says come in and you get something free, that's always better than just a coupon or a voucher. So I've seen people give away, $300 off of your $5,000 package. It's not going to really draw someone unless they were already going to buy that $3,000 package. I've seen it with vacations. I've seen it with attorneys. I've seen it with give out something for free that's a standalone item. I personally can't do this in insurance, so I'm kind of jealous of those that can. If you have some sort of, I've had clothing stores give out a $15 free, like anything for $15, $20 or whatever. You come in and get it. You could walk out and not pay a penny. All right. That's much better than $20 off your $100 purchase, which is, to me, is something you would see in the penny saver. All right. So give out the item. Trust me, if you give out $20 worth of free items, if you have them come into your store, especially, they will walk away spending $100. Right. So you'll still get the same result. Very few people walk in, say, here's my $20 free item, and then they walk out and that's all they do. They usually still buy something else. Clear and branded signage, make sure your signage ahead is there. Competing, let's see, just remember you're competing. If you're a service industry, you're competing with craft vendors. So you do need a draw, you need a wheel off of Amazon. You need to have some sort of unique giveaway. Buy that stuff ahead of time, right? If you're gonna do a raffle, have all the raffle stuff right then and there. But you can't just have, again, brochures. Brochure is not going to compete with the person with all these cool, fancy things that they're giving away. What you put on the table, people will take. Candy's always good. Candy does attract individuals in, so a bowl of candy. But don't put your expensive giveaways on the table. because even the kids will run over and grab your $20 giveaway that you're like, you were saving. Go to a festival if you have an opportunity to. So if you can go ahead of time and then you just walk around, see what other booths are doing, get a feel for which ones are good, which ones are bad. You'll see that some people are just behind the table, they're just looking at their phones. That's horrible. Some people are engaging and they're out with a big smile and they have 2 or 3 people, they have clipboards in their hands and you almost want to speak with them. And then the other goal is to make sure, like you said, like I said earlier, you have a way of collecting information. So you don't want to be fumbling and writing things on your phone if you can't type very well. And you also don't want to be, filling out a piece of paper if the piece of paper doesn't have it all organized exactly what you need and how you want to take it down. So again, it's more about prepping ahead of time. You don't want to be guessing or making it up on the fly. So if you have staff there and your staff's like, I don't know where to, this person wants to give me their email, where do I put it? Have all that pre-printed, ready to go clipboards. You don't want to be on a piece of paper and trying to write it on your hand and you're putting a pen through. It seems simple, but trust me, people show up without clipboards. You can't have 5 people around a table trying to fill something out and everything's blown around. I personally don't like chairs, so consider not bringing chairs, because if you give yourself, have a chair in the back for like your break time, but if you put chairs behind your table, whoever you bring is going to sit at those chairs, and if they're sitting at the chairs, you just cut your chance of talking to people in half, unless you have something really, really cool on your table, in which case I'm jealous because I can't put insurance on the table and it's not that cool. This is kind of a balance thing. You want to be in front of your table and you want to draw people in and have something you could say in 3 seconds or show them in 3 seconds that brings them towards you. That's why good signage, big sign of, free raffle, $100 gift card, whatever. But don't accost people. Don't make them uncomfortable. Don't go right up to them and don't leave your area and make it to where people are literally walking around you. That's I've seen that as well, and it makes an uncomfortable experience for everyone because they're still going to turn you down, and now they're going to turn you down, and then 5 other people that saw you kind of like being too assertive, I'll use that word instead of aggressive, they're going to also steer clear of your booth. So you'll see some booths that have a line at their table and others that no one has approached in 25 minutes. So a lot of information. I wanted to throw it out there in terms of my own personal do's and don'ts.
All right. Thank you, Ned. Appreciate it. Any questions for Ned? Right. I want to show you some photographs and let's talk about what you see there and what you think about it. All right. So does everyone see this photo?
Yep.
All right, hold on a second. Let me just put this back. I'm sorry. Let me stop the share. Hold on. Let me reshare. Okay, here we go. All right. What do you think about this picture? What are your thoughts? Good booth? Good do's, good don't, bad don'ts? What does everyone think?
Well, the people are behind the booth, so we were just talking about being out in front of the booth instead of behind the booth.
There's only one person at the
There's only one
booth.
person.
Oh,
there.
one person.
Right.
Oh,
And there's
In other
nobody,
words, you know what it is.
there's nobody in the booth except the person.
Right. Okay. One of the things that the good branding, Fairway, right? Everyone knows what Fairway is. And
Didn't do much good.
but they do have a lot of people in front and they got some kind of wheel there and the guy's wearing a t-shirt. So some good things, some don'ts.
Mhm.
All right. What about this? What do you guys think about this booth?
oh, the girls, if they're the ones that are working it, they should probably be wearing the to show that there's no mistaking that they are part of the Fresh 102.7.
Okay. All right. When and these are actually pictures from prior events that we've had. I do remember these women, and they were very personable and engaging. So at least in this photo, it comes out that way. So customers is my wife and son. I don't know why this is here. Okay. The spinning wheel that the chamber has used to a lot of success to raise money. This is a giant wheel. When Ned first volunteered, this was his job, running the wheel. All right. What do you think about this booth?
I like it. I don't see the name of the company, but I like the look of it.
Mhm.
And
White.
No tablecloths.
All right. They got product. You can come in. What do you think about this young woman sitting on a chair?
Well, it looks like the very beginning, nobody's
Well-
there, so, but yeah, she should be standing.
All right.
There is no branding for our company, whether it's
I think
tablecloth.
I see it
or-
now on
or
the
booth.
inside.
Yeah, they do have a sign here, Campanelli,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
in this photo, it's hard to see. Right. All right. What about this booth?
Big, but what is it? I guess
Garden.
he's selling,
Garden stuff.
Right.
I thought they were selling plaid shirts.
Halloween.
That guy working it, or is he just?
Actually, this is Gary Epstein, who is.
I was
the
gonna say, it
president
looks
of
like
the
Gary
chamber at the time. Now, this was a fall festival, so, you see all their products would be consistent with something like that. Okay. What about this?
Getting a massage.
Chiropractor.
Oh, physical therapy.
And that's Ben.
Right, this is Dr. Ben Carlo. So what he would do stretches, 5-minute stretches. He had a line around the block waiting for people.
I'm
to come
sure.
in.
Well,
Okay.
Ben,
So we heard about demonstrations. This is a perfect example of that. All right. Here's another demonstration of basketball.
no little
Clinic.
dribblers.
Okay, learn how to dribble a basketball. All right. Here's another one. What do you think about this booth?
They had a line around the block too, probably.
Okay, right. That good signage, demonstration, happy people, come in and get a free massage. Who wouldn't want that at the end of the day, for sure? All right.
One smack in the middle.
Let's go.
Hmm.
Okay, here's another picture of the stretches. Okay, what do you think about this booth?
Cute.
Hmm.
I like it.
Okay, and you see he has here, enter to win a class. So what do you think you have to give him to enter?
Email.
Name, email, right? All right, so simple way of getting some marketing opportunities.
Is that a member? Is that a member of the Chamber of Wine and Design?
Used to be.
Oh, not anymore.
No. What about this? This was a charity that the chamber has suggested. What do you think about their booth?
I like the sign. I like the tablecloth sign. That's nice.
Okay.
It's
A lot of branding. You're not going to mistake what booth you're at.
Okay.
A lot of those little pictures, though. Nobody's going to sit there and read all that stuff.
Okay.
that's what I was gonna say.
How about where they're located in their booth?
Behind the
behind-
table.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
could just be a picture shot too.
Yeah, maybe. But actually, these folks sat behind their table all day long, as I remember.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How about this?
I like the pink one.
She doesn't have any cover though. She needs some, right? You need to suggest to have a booth or covering.
Right. Okay. So that would be something that but it looks pretty nice. She has products to sell and, she's not behind anything. So, all right. Just, how about this picture? What do you think about this?
No, it looks like a flea market.
Flea market, yeah, garage sale, flea market.
Right. No tent, flea market, not the greatest look. How about this?
Too much paper.
Okay.
Lots of paper.
Lots of paper, lots of
What do you
candles.
think she's selling here? Anyone know?
Everything.
Candles.
Candle, right. All right. But one thing that I do like about this, she's in front of her booth. And, she's poised to greet people. So that is good. All right. This is guy, he has the music shop in the Plainview Shopping Center. He had a booth one year. He had a lot of product, and one thing that he did allow people to do was to, he brought a lot of guitars, practice or play a guitar. So he had a very busy booth that year.
Is he still in the
Yeah.
Plainview Center?
He's still there. Okay.
Huh.
Now, what do you think about this booth?
Well, he's giving out pickles, it looks like.
He's putting some cash in his pocket there.
My recommendation to everyone, have a little pickle booth inside your 10 by 10 booth. You'll have 1 million people there. No doubt.
Really?
I would say that of all the vendors, the pickle guy always has a successful day, and they always sell out before the end of the event.
Can I get put next to him?
I'm going to be next to him, Scott. All right. Here's another booth. What do you think about this?
Well, something's going on. There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. What is she selling here?
Clothing.
It's like clothing.
All right.
It's clothing.
Right.
Yeah, but you have no idea who the store is. There's no branding or anything.
True. Okay, that is, a deficiency here. And we can't see inside the booth, people can go in and whatever, but whatever she's selling, people want it. And she looks happy. All right. How about this? What do you
A lot
think?
of boxes.
Yeah, a lot of boxes looks like cookware, but again, no branding.
Right.
Yeah, can't see his name anywhere.
Okay. And this is a Pampered Chef representative. So you would think you would, present his brand more carefully or more visibly. Yep, and a lot of boxes. Okay, this was entertainment. What do you think about these guys?
Well, they're probably
Comfortable.
not going to engage much because they're sitting down behind the table.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, good
Very
point.
secure.
Yes, you see the cinder blocks on their tent?
Yeah,
It's not going anywhere. You're right, very secure.
good idea.
Okay. All right. How about these guys?
They look like they want
Oh.
to be somewhere else.
Right.
Very,
What the heck are they selling?
It's in the basket. Is there
Nothing.
anything in the basket?
yeah, that's very uninviting.
Can we be somewhere else? That's what that says to me.
I think these guys are an example of exactly what not to do. No branding, no product. They're sitting back there and they don't look happy. So Ned made a very good point about staffing. You got to make sure that you bring people that want to be there, number one. And if it's their job, obviously, hopefully they're going to be paid for their time. And you want someone with a personality, I would think. Okay, how about these guys?
Like to me. Taking names.
Service, but
They look a little happier than the other guys, right?
yeah, a little.
All right. Okay. What about this booth?
Still sitting behind the counter.
Okay. The thing that I like about it, they were smart. They brought twins to sell their products. So if you could have twins at your booth, selling your service or product, it's
I'll
gonna be a
talk to
home
my
run.
nieces.
Okay. So that was, I thought that was interesting. All right. That's really all my photos. I just want to share one thing that I did. I had one booth in 2019. I'm a personal injury attorney. I'm not selling anything. I have a service, and my goal was to get emails for future marketing. So what did I do? I set up a bulletin board and I said, what's your favorite or most important safety suggestion? And I had people write it so it could be displayed. And we had a, best suggestion at the end of the day would win a $100 gift certificate to a restaurant. Okay. I had a boatload of people stopping. I got everyone's email address. I posted on social media afterwards. And I was in front of my booth all day long greeting people. And we had giveaways, we had candy, we had shopping bags. And I had people there as well. So, a service provider can be very effective. You got to define your goal. And then, plan your booth around your goal. If your goal is, I just want people's names and email addresses, real easy to design something. We've had real estate brokers set up booths and get listings at the event because, it's just a way of people getting to know the brokers and meeting other people. So what questions do you guys have? What thoughts, ideas? Anyone have any ideas for their own booth? How about you, Janine?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I'm definitely, this is a brainstorming opportunity for me, but I'm, trying to think of possibly offering mini coaching sessions in a corner of my booth and trying to figure out if I can make that work. So that's something that's coming up for me.
Okay. That's a good idea. That's in the form of a demonstration.
Yeah.
Almost. Joanne, what do you think? What do you have in mind?
I have a ton of ideas. I'm actually really excited about it. I think I'm going to incorporate some Willy Wonka inspiration. And I'm thinking about even like having some of those bubble machines going.
Okay.
Balloons, but I have some other ideas. I don't even want to say it because if it comes to pass, it's going to be insane. And I really hope that I can do it.
Joanne, everyone on this call is going to have a bubble machine at their booth.
Oh no! Oh no! I said it first.
How about you, Scott? What are your thoughts? You're a service provider, Medicare insurance. So what are your thoughts about what you want to do and approach it?
My goal is to get people to ask questions, know who I am, know that that they shouldn't be asking people that don't really know, and they want to get the right answers because it can cost them a lot of money. So basically, I guess, I really just want to talk to people that are thinking of or that are approaching Medicare or that have issues in health insurance that didn't know that they could get it on their own.
Okay.
Without going to the exchange. So hopefully my signage will provide that. And you know what, being in Medicare and health insurance, I got more giveaways than I think we'll have people there.
Okay. Janice, you work for Madison Niche and, your retail operation coming to a SpringFest. What are your ideas about what you want to do at the event?
Well, I have so many more ideas now after being on there. I know I want to be next to Joanne though, because I like bubble machines. And really got a lot of good tips about not just giving a coupon, giving them something free if they come to the store rather than just a discount. I've got some work ahead of me here. I did have one question, and it might be like a stupid answer, but if getting emails is something that everybody wants, and I'm assuming it is, and it's one of our big things because we want to get them in our loyalty program.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously on a clipboard, but is it just a loose leaf paper on a clipboard? Write your email down? Like, have people done things in the past that have been a little more interesting than that?
You can have like an iPad, any type of pad device where they can enter it right into a
database,
a CRM program, so you don't have to do double work.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Right. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure you have backup batteries, for your electronic devices. Yeah, good idea.
Or your phone. You can put it right in the phone. You can transfer it right to a phone afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Rick, what's the Y going to do? What kind of showcase you're going to have there?
Going to fill every space that isn't filled by the festival. Our goal really is just to raise awareness. We know people drive up Minetto Hill Road and have absolutely no idea what goes on inside this building. So it's really just to raise awareness. So truthfully, thank you guys for all being here that day, because the more people you drive into the parking lot, the more people, create their own curiosity.
Right. What about you, Sangeeta? Your physical
so-
therapy, medical, what are your thoughts about what you want to do?
So what I've done in the past that have been successful is I always put some kind of thing where people have to come and show me how fit they are. So one time we did, how many push-ups can they do? And then, if they could do 25, then we give out the free massage therapy certificate. And I really agree on the tip before that, instead of giving a 20% off 100, it's hard to get people in. And then when we give out the free massage certificate, totally, they come in and usually end up being the therapy clients. One time we did how many sit-ups can you do on just one knee? And believe me, it's very hard. So yeah, people get drawn to it, to see how fit they are. So something on that sequence I'll do this time.
Okay. How about you, Greg? What thoughts do you have today?
Well, we've done quite a few fairs in the past. People are not real happy to see us. They're, a lot of people walk by the booth and they can, like on a walker, and I'll call you when I need help. When will that be? So people are in denial a little bit with our services, but we get our name out there. We've grown large, just branding and branding and branding. So when people do need services, they remember us. We'll do a lot of giveaways. We're big on that. And hopefully people, when they're in need, they remember us because we care about what we do. So we try to show that. We try to speak when they come and let them know that they have competent people that will be taking care of them.
All right. So branding is really important. Aside from everything else, that's really, you want to brand yourself. And if you make an impression on people who come, that's a win-win. How about you, Alan? What are your thoughts? You're going to have some complicated equation to complete?
It's one of the things we were thinking about. We're also going to have the mathnasium character, which is basically a giant A plus in a character suit walking around and drawing people to the booth. We'll have the wheel. We already have the wheel in the center, which we use on a regular basis. So we'll rebrand that for the event. Probably giving away, like a free trial session with, for that. We already have, the branding, like I said, from Mathnasium. So we have the branded tents, we have the branded tablecloths, all of that is out there. So
okay, great.
Hopefully we make a nice impression, and I'm willing to do cross promotion with anybody. So if somebody wants to, have something that I give away of yours as a prize, let me know.
All right, good idea. Cross marketing. Sam, you posted something on the chat room. Would you like to share?
Yes, and I do apologize for having my camera off today. I'm a little under the weather, but we're just a growing network. We're a growing team, and I think what we really want to do at this event is raffle off prizes. Like we want Charles to have a presence here, but we want to raffle off prizes from our merchant partners and bring awareness to them too. So we're looking forward to that. It's our first big fun vendor event. We exhibited previously, I think at HIA-LI, but it's really our first time out in the public. So we're just really excited. Thank you for this presentation. It's given us a lot of great ideas.
All right. And what about you, Sarah? Any thoughts or ideas?
Yeah, so very similar to what Rick and Greg were talking about, our main purpose is for awareness. So I'm going to be splitting our booth with our recruitment team. A big thing for us right now is to attract individuals that are interested in working with our population, whether they're teachers, social workers, healthcare providers. And then on my end, I'm in charge of the volunteer program for ACLD. And we're really, really trying to reinvigorate and reintroduce ACLD to the community. With the pandemic, we haven't had volunteers in our community in a very long time. So that's my main goal, is to get people excited to come back and work with our population. So I've got some pretty great ideas coming from what we saw today. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, anything anyone wants to talk about? Go ahead, Barbara.
So just thinking like if I'm walking through the festival and I'm sort of interested in something, but maybe don't have time to stop. What does everyone think of the value of having a QR code there? Like, I think I would stop and take a quick picture if I'm interested in something and then look at it, later on.
I mean, for a vendor or an exhibitor to have their own QR code, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's a good idea.
There are websites that do that for free. They
And then
cost
you're
nothing.
driving people to your website.
Someone mentioned, social media. I think Scott did, liking your page, going on Instagram or whatever. So those are really good ideas or creative ways to engage with people that come through. We're hoping to get a boatload of people, not just 500-600, but maybe 3,000-4,000 people, during the day. So if it's sunny, it's going to be a great event. If it rains, it's not going to rain. So don't even think about that.
That was my question. How many people in the past it's generally 500 to 600 or so?
No. I mean, the last event we had, which was in October 2019, I would estimate probably close to 2,500 people came through. So Ned brought a good point, in terms of promotional products that you might want to give away. Certainly have enough for the day. Anything extra you can always use, and you should plan on, I'm going to have extras and I'll use them at the next thing, or use them, in my place as giveaways. And I would not, if you're going to make any kind of promotional product purchase or marketing, don't wait a week before to order stuff. Do it today. You can speak to Diane and Scott and any of the other chamber members. There might be supply chain issues, and you don't want to like miss out because you just didn't have enough time. Ned,
But 2,500 is a lot of units, no?
Well, 2,500 pens doesn't cost that much. And
Pens.
you don't have to have 2,500 of one thing. You can break it up amongst multiple products. But again, it's what your budget is and what you want to do. Ned, you have a raised hand.
I do. So it's actually on that 500, 600 items, plus 1,000 pens. You probably don't need 3,000 items, right? Don't go insane unless you really have something that literally everyone there is going to want, because you're not going to get 100% of people come to your booth and 100% of giveaways. Also, the more expensive the item, the harder it is for them to get, or if it's a wheel that they raffle. So you kind of just want to know, are you giving it out to literally everyone who just steps up and walks away? Pens, bring 1,000, bring 1,500. But if it's something a little bit better than that, and they have to fill out something, a couple hundred, if you give away is great. If you get a couple hundred emails, right? So knowing your audience. But I wanted to comment on something that Greg had mentioned, and Elon, I know, yourself and realtors in the past, if you're not any time of the day or any time of the year product. So for Elon, not everyone needs a personal injury attorney every second. Greg, not everyone needs, a home care, and there's certain things you almost just need to be top of mind for them, but they're not going to come to you unless they need you.
Right.
So don't promote what you do. Promote what you can do for them today. So don't promote like, hey, I'm a personal injury attorney. The next time you trip and fall, instead promote, hey, join my list of home tips of how to stay safe, or updates to do at your house to not get sued, or things to do at home at your house to make it to where you could stay in your home yourself for as long as possible. If you have an email chain that you're already doing that, promote that piece. Don't promote, hey, when you're being sued and you need me. That way they want your value that you can add to them today, and then a year, 5 years, 10 years down the line, they're thinking of you if something else happens and they actually need your full service.
Okay. Alan, I think you wanted to chime in.
Yeah, I have a question, not about as much as, presenting and branding in the booth, but, since we're coming up, towards the end here, are we going to have a meeting or some more information around logistics, like, with the layout of what it's going to be in the parking lot? Where do we put our vehicles after?
Okay.
Other things like, where are the facilities and things like that. So
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. We will provide all our exhibitors and sponsors that kind of information. We are actually having a meeting at the Y with the promoter and the festival committee next Friday. We're going to go over the layout. Every person who will be an exhibitor, whether they're a chamber member or not, will have an assigned spot. And that assigned spot will be assigned before the event. So everyone will know where they need to go. What will happen is everyone will drive in, unload, and exit the parking lot and park. There won't be a central parking lot, but there's plenty of parking all over the place, and we'll give ideas where to park. Okay, but you'll drive in, unload, and exit ASAP. And the event starts, I think it's 10 o'clock, Barbara? Is that it? 10 o'clock? Yeah. But we will, the parking lot will be open from 7 to 10 to come in, set up, et cetera, et cetera. And the event is until 5 o'clock. So everyone should plan on being there 5 o'clock. You cannot begin checking out before, but it's a bad look. And the expectation is that everyone is there to the end. Now, if it's horrible weather, different issue, but you know, we don't want people leaving at 4 o'clock because whatever.
Has there ever been a situation where the event had to be rescheduled, or is it rain or shine, or?
This will be a rain or shine event. In the first few years of the event, we did have some bad weather, but it never got canceled. And the first year that we had the event, it rained in the morning. I would say it was one of the best days we ever had. Maybe because it was new, but people still came out. One year we had to end it early because it just started downpouring, you know, like at 2 o'clock or something like that. All right. Go ahead, Ned. You're muted, Ned.
Ned, you're on mute. Sorry. So 2015 was a hurricane watch, and I think that was one of our best years. So, you know, who knows? The setup time. 10 o'clock is when people are supposed to start coming. Some people will get there at 9:30 to show up as attendees. So for everyone who's setting up a tent, you need to be set up and done by 9. That's my best pro tip I can give. So get there at 7:30 or 8, be done by 9, and then just hang out for that hour. If you show up at 9 thinking you have an hour, you're going to have a miserable time. So we basically literally start setting up 6:45, 7 o'clock. You know, like Elon and myself will get there. So earlier, the better.
I'm getting there at 10 o'clock, Ned. You can get there 6. In terms of facilities, there will be porta potties. And Rick has graciously indicated that the building will be open to the public, including vendors. You know, we'll give the Y a chance to promote its building. But Rick, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have the opportunity for people to come inside and use the facilities, and at the same time, you know, be encouraged to have their eyes open while they're headed toward the bathrooms. And we're not putting in a charge or anything like that. Bathrooms are free.
It's not going to be like Italy, right?
Right, exactly.
If you have any electronic devices, make sure you have battery backup power. There will be no electrical availability. You're not going to have a generator. There will be food trucks that will have their own thing. But just, you know, if you're going to have laptops or video presentation or anything, you know, you don't want to run out of power at 11:30. So just, you know, plan for that. All right. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other thoughts?
There are plenty of things. There are plenty of things under $1 to give away that are not pens. So if you need some ideas, I can help you out.
All right. Okay. Well, listen. Thank you very much. I want to thank Diane Dobler, Scott Silberglide, and Ned Marzigliano for presenting, and thank you guys, everyone, you know, for coming here. And we're going to have a great day on May 22nd. That's the date. Don't forget, May 22nd.
This was great. This is very helpful. Thank you.
All right. Well, have a great day. This is going to be posted on YouTube. So if you want to, you know, watch it again, it'll be there. All right.
Thanks.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Bye-bye,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.